And of course, hey, there's always a delay, right? All right, so it is me, Quita, aka Blasian Quita, and I want to welcome all of you freaks and geeks and my minions of darkness to SIN, also known as Sin TV Now, where I bring you smart, intelligent news and Asian pop culture, right? So, today has been a very interesting day for yours truly. Okay. I have been spending because originally this was my game plan. Originally, I was going to play The Witcher here on Sin TV Now, and then I was going to play something else for my other series on my other show called The Kirby Melhead Show, called Games That Are Metal. But when I really thought about it, I was like, The Witcher series is really metal. So is Mass Effect. So if you want to see me play The Witcher and Mass Effect, that's going to be on the Kirby Melhead Show. Okay. But later on today, I am going to be playing a game that has been highly requested by all of you freaks. And that is Phantasy Star Online 2. It's also known as PSO2. And it's part of my series about MMO games with controller support because you can play on the controller, which is really cool. So I'm going to get that set up in a couple of minutes here. And then we'll get going on that. But I really wanted to share this with all of you because I know some of you are having I just did some research and I noticed that some people and some of you I'm sure may be having problems with installing the Witcher Enhanced Edition, or also known as the Witcher 1, on Windows 10. Now, some of the issues that people were having were things such as the sound was like skipping. Sometimes the picture quality would, be kind of like grainy and things like that. Now, in my case, I had a really interesting problem where I installed the game, okay, start to finish, did, first install, and then, excuse me, for some reason, when I would go to, start my game or open up the game itself, well, before that, while I was installing the game, it said that there was a file missing. And I was like, really? I installed everything. Why is that happening? And then when I would go to launch the game, it would say, please insert an original The Witcher Enhanced Edition disc. But I'm like, wait a minute, this is the disc. This is like the real disc and everything. I've got a complete set. I have the manual, I have everything. So what the heck is going on? Now I'm gonna say right from the beginning here as a disclaimer, okay? And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart and from experience. Do not update your computer, or do not install a game, or do not install patches or updates to a game if you do not feel comfortable with that, okay? Because sometimes what can happen when you are installing patches or upgrades to a game, you could possibly lose your computer. You may get stuff like a blue screen, or maybe your computer becomes unstable. So I'm just giving this disclaimer right from the get-go. You have to do your own research before proceeding with any of the stuff that I'm talking about, because I do not want anybody to mess up their computer. This is at your own choice to do that. Like, just like with me, when I did the update, I was taking a risk by putting this, putting it on my computer, because I don't know how my computer would react to it. So you always want to make sure, do all of your research before proceeding with what I'm about to explain right now. So to continue on here, and always back up your computer too. I mean, I cannot stress that enough. Always back up your computer back up. You know, it's so important, but at the end of the day, you have to make the best decisions for you. Now, with all of that set aside and being said here, this is what I did. And here are some tips too that kind of helped to resolve my problem. So the first thing that I did was I installed the game from start to finish. It's about like 14 gigabytes. So it's still a big game, but like not really big in comparison to games like the Elder Scrolls or even Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, I mean, what was that, like 50 gigabytes? It's like ridiculous, but I digress. So I installed the game, everything was good, so I thought, and then when I went to launch the game, it said that once again, insert a original The Witcher game into the drive. So then I talked to a good friend of mine, and my friend's like, well, maybe the drive is not recognizing it. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is, it's original, you know? So, I mean, this is the disc. Why is it not recognizing it? And then I did some further research, and guess what I discovered? Apparently, for some people using Windows 10, for some reason, this game is not like stable for them in regards to the installation process. And everybody was different. Some people couldn't get the game to completely install. Some people described like there was a file that was missing. Other people described that the game would open, but then it would like crash on them. There was a lot of crashing and like instability kind of issues. So as I did further research, I was like, well, maybe I should go to CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt Red is the one that worked on the Witcher series, and to get, you know, a little more information. And that is what I did. So I went to the CD Projekt CG Project Red. There we go. CD Projekt Red. I cannot talk today. Website. And I went there, and they actually have a support section for their games. So whether it's The Witcher, The Witcher 2, you know, The Witcher 3, Witch Hunt. So if you're having problems, and then on the support page, they have 2 patches for The Witcher that you can install, which is really, I didn't even know that, and I thought that was really interesting. So there's The Witcher patch 1.4 and then The Witcher patch 1.5, and I do have the exact link that I used, but like once again, I always say, do your research before you try anything, okay? So I went there, and if you do see the link, you'll see The Witcher 1.4 and 1.5 patch on the it is on the right hand side. You hit download, it downloads it, and then you open it and install. That's what I did. I installed both patches, and guess what? It fixed my problem. At first I thought there was something wrong with my CD drive, but then the second thing I did was I got an external drive, because sometimes you never know, maybe your CD drive is going or something. The next thing I did after that was I got some CD cleaner and like DVD cleaner, and I cleaned the disc just to make sure, you know, if there was dirt or something, maybe interfering with the laser to for the computer to read the game. So that's the other thing. I cleaned my disc. I did everything like that, and that message was still coming up. But once I downloaded both of these patches, it worked. And when I tell you, I felt so stupid, but you know, everybody's different. Maybe this worked for me, but it may not work for someone else, because for some reason, like when it comes to certain older games, I've been having trouble running it on Windows 10. I love Windows 10. I have not had any problems, except really this was one of the major problems that I had today, was with getting this game to work. So maybe for some of you, you know, the patches may help, because I know it did help for me for sure. And it ran, and while I was watching like the introduction, I did get a little bit of like a skip. There was like a little minor skip, but that was it. It was like smooth from there. But I really feel it. I just wanted to share this with you because it took me such a long time. It took so much research for me to like find this answer. So yeah, for me, I just went to the project, CD Projekt Red. And then I have the actual link in below this episode so you can check it out. But it really worked for me. I was really surprised. It's really cool too, because I was like, I didn't think there were patches for this game. But here's the other thing I want to mention. Okay, so my copy that I have of this Witcher Enhanced Edition is from 2008. Now, if you have a copy, that's from what I read on CD Projekt Red's website, that if you have a copy from 2009 and onward, it should include the 1.4 and 1.5 patches, so you should be okay. But if you have a copy before 2009, it seems to me that you would need to do these updates. Maybe that might help for it to be stable here. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you because I had been looking for a solution all day. I just came from work a couple of hours ago, and I was so flipping pissed off because I was like, I really want to play The Witcher, and I really want to see Geralt in his goodness and his sexiness and his realness. Like, I really was so mad because this is such a good game. And I mean, it's in the top 10 best RPGs of all time. So if I see a game that's like winning awards and it's the best, and the fans are so particular, like Witcher fans are some of the most dedicated, diehard fans. So I really wanted to see what was the big deal. And I have all three games. I have the Enhanced Edition, Witcher 1 for the, of course, PC. And then I have the second game for the 360. And then I have the third game on PS4. So I'm excited to play them on the Kirby Metalhead show. So games that are metal. Okay, so let me know definitely in those comments below. Let me know if you have downloaded these patches and maybe, if it fixed the problem. And, I'm all about helping others. So that's the main reason why I wanted to share this with all of you, because I know for some people, Windows 10 has kind of been difficult with older games. And for me, being a retro gamer, nothing is more frustrating than when you're trying to play a game and things are like unstable and stuff. It like sucks, but it fixed my problem though. It really did. So I just wanted to share that with you. Let me know maybe some of the issues that you have been having with Windows 10 and gaming. And also, if you have installed patch 4.1 and 1.5, or 4.1, 1.4 and 1.5. See, I am so tired, guys. I was so pissed at work today because this game was not working for me. Like, I didn't talk to barely anyone. And like, it was so funny. One of my friends at work, he like looked at me and was like, well, you are like super pissed off. And I'm like, yeah. But sometimes, how you have those friends, like those coworkers that you really can't like geek out with because they think like you're weird or something, or like, it's sometimes when you're a geek, it's like you just want to talk to other geek people that like get it, right? So not to be elitist, but you know how it goes. Now, with that being said, like I always say, remember to get smart and stay informed.